How are you doing today?
Good.
Very good. Okay, I want you to think of a time that you've had to organize something. Okay, are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
You have that time in your head?
Mm-hmm.
Did you use any specific strategies or techniques when you were doing your organizing?
I matched like things.
You matched like things. What were you organizing?
My room.
Okay, you were organizing your room and you said you matched like things together. So that is a form of sorting. We're going to be using sorting today in our activity, okay? So what we're going to be learning about is historical fiction and science fiction, okay? The two genres are going to be used in our activity, so make sure you're listening very closely to the differences, otherwise the activity might be a little confusing, okay? You following me so far? Beautiful. Science fiction is based on an imagined, futuristic society that oftentimes will have scientific or technological advancements and or major social or environmental changes. That makes sense so far? Okay. Historical fiction, on the other hand, is a comprised narrative that takes place in the past and is characterized chiefly by an imaginative reconstruction or historical events and or personas. Okay, are you following me so far? So today we are going to be practicing identifying science fiction and historical fiction writing by sorting book summaries into their appropriate genre. I have prepared and cut out 4 different summaries and 2 headings. The first heading is the science fiction genre, and then the second heading is the historical fiction genre. Under the 2 headings, I would like for you to place the summaries under which genre the book would fall into. You're going to be doing this by using context clues from the paragraphs that you're reading. So a context clue is going to be words or ideas that are presented in the summary that would hint that it would go under a science fiction heading or the historical fiction heading. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to do a couple for you. Let's say that I'm reading a summary and the plot mentions a conflict or problem that is real for a time period. For example, the summary says that the year is 1931 and people are going hungry, the economy is failing, people are losing their jobs. I would use context clues such as them telling me that the year was 1930 and that the economy was dropping to say that probably the time period is based out of the Great Depression. You see how I use the context clues to identify what time period it was in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So because I know that the Great Depression is a real time period, I would put that summary under historical fiction. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do another one for you real quick. So I'm reading a book summary, and in that summary it's talking about how the setting, the world within the book is very technologically advanced, okay? So I would use the context clues of the summary talking about how the society is advanced, and I would say that summary would fall under the genre of science fiction, okay? Do you see how I did that? Almost ready to do your sorting activity. Before you begin, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Whenever you're done sorting your 4 summaries, here they are, your 4 summaries into the science fiction genre or the historical fiction genre, I want you to call on your peer to come check your work, okay, before you turn it into me. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
As I'm looking over your work, it looks like you did a very good job for this being your first time going through this activity. Can you tell me why you chose to put this summary under the science fiction genre?
Because in it says in a futuristic, and futuristic means besides fiction.
Very good job. So you used your context clue of the word futuristic to put it in the science fiction genre.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. Could you tell me why you chose to put this summary under the historical fiction genre?
Because it's dated in 1931, which means it would be a historical, like it's in the past history.
Very good job. So in this one, you used the context clue of the year to maybe hint that it happened in history, right? So you put it under historical fiction. Those are very good observations. You did both, you did both headings correctly. So both summaries here went with historical fiction and both summaries here went with science fiction. Wonderful work today. I am very proud of you for how well you did with that activity for it being your first time. You picked up very quickly on the techniques that you had to use. You found your context clues very quickly, and you were able to describe how the context clues helped you figure out which genre the summaries went into. Sorting is a building block for future skills such as understanding problems and relations and functions. So keep up the good work,